Hello and welcome to How to Play Knockout Whist, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will cover how to play the card game Knockout Whist. The video will start with the general concepts and gameplay, and then get into more of the details for the game. The game is played with 2 to 7 players. Knockout Whist is a trick-taking game. A trick is created by each player playing a card into the middle, and the highest ranking trump-suited card wins the trick. If no trump-suited card was played, the highest ranking card in the lead suit will win the trick. The cards are ranked with ace being the highest and 2 being the lowest. The trump-suited cards will outrank all other cards. For example, if clubs was trump, the 9 of clubs would outrank the ace of hearts. To play, you will need a 52-card deck. Each player is dealt 7 cards in the first round. The top card of the remaining deck is flipped up to determine the trump suit for the first round. Each subsequent round, the amount of cards dealt is reduced by 1, and the trump suit is determined by the winner of the previous round. The object of the game is to win at least one trick during a round. If you don't win a trick during a round, you are knocked out of the game. The last player remaining in the game is the winner. Going back to the hand that was dealt earlier, I have flipped up each player's cards for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your cards hidden from the other players. The player left of the dealer will lead the first trick. Player 2 plays the 7 of clubs. Each player must play a card in the same suit of the card that was led whenever possible. Player 3 will follow suit with the 9 of clubs. Player 4 plays the 4 of clubs. Player 5 doesn't have a club and can play any card. Player 5 plays the trump-suited Jack of diamonds. Player 1 completes the trick by following the lead suit with a 10 of clubs. Player 5 wins the trick with the highest ranking trump-suited card. The player that wins the trick will lead the next trick. Player 5 leads the next trick with the King of hearts. Players follow suit if possible. Player 3 doesn't have a heart and plays the trump-suited 8 of diamonds. Player 4 follows the lead suit, and Player 3 wins the trick with the highest ranking trump card. Player 3 leads the next trick and play continues clockwise. Skipping ahead to the end of the round, Player 1 wins the last trick. Player 3 won the most tricks and will get to determine the trump suit in the next round. Every player won at least one trick, so no player is knocked out of the game yet. Player 2 deals the next round with 6 cards being dealt to each player. Player 3 chooses hearts as trump. Player 3 also leads the first trick, being left of the dealer. Round 2 play continues as in round 1. Players must play a card in the same suit of the lead card whenever possible. The player that wins the most tricks in a round gets to choose the trump suit for the next round. If 2 or more players tie for the most tricks won in a round, both players will cut the deck. The player with the highest card will choose the trump for the next round. The dealer moves clockwise left after each round. If a player left of the current dealer is eliminated in a round, the eliminated player will still deal the next round to give the player to his left a chance to lead the first trick. When a player doesn't win a trick during a round, the player is eliminated from the game with one exception. The first player to go without winning a trick gets a dog's life. This means the player is still in the game but only gets dealt one card in the next round. The player can then decide which trick to play the one card on in the next round. If the player wins a trick with the one card, he is back in the game with a normal hand in the next round. If the player fails to win a trick with the one card, he is eliminated from the game. If multiple players don't win a trick in the same round and the dog's life hasn't been used, both players get one card in the next round. After the dog's life has been used, any player that doesn't win a trick in a later round is eliminated from the game immediately. Returning to the gameplay, round 2 ends with player 1 and player 2 failing to win a trick. Both players will get a dog's life in the next round. Player 4 won the most tricks and will get to pick the trump suit for the next round. The round is dealt with player 1 and player 2 only getting 1 card and the other players getting 5 cards for round 3. Player 4 chooses clubs as trump. The player left of the dealer plays first. Player 4 plays the ace of hearts. Player 5 follows suit with the jack of hearts. Player 1 decides to play his trump-suited jack of clubs on this trick. Player 2 will pass on playing on this trick. Player 3 follows the lead suit and plays the 6 of hearts. Player 1 wins the trick and gets to remain in the game. The next lead moves to player 2, but he chooses not to play his 1 card yet. The lead moves to player 3. Player 3 leads the ace of spades and the other players follow suit. Player 3 wins the trick. Skipping ahead, player 4 wins the last trick. Player 2 and player 5 failed to win a trick. Since the dog's life has already been used, both players are knocked out of the game. Player 3 and player 4 tied for the most tricks won. Each player cuts the deck and player 4 cuts a higher card. Player 4 gets to determine the trump suit for the next round. The last round comes down to player 3 and player 4. Each player is dealt 1 card. Player 4 won the last round and chooses hearts as trump. Both players play their card, and player 4 wins with his trump-suited 2 of hearts. A player may win before the final round if all other players are knocked out. That wraps up how to play Knockout Whist. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and get more game tutorials by subscribing to our channel, Gather Together Games. Thanks for watching!